Order. Will everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Becky, will you please do roll call?
Mayor Clark,
Here.
Councilmember Bottenberg,
Here.
Councilmember Grove,
Here.
Councilmember Pierce,
Here.
Councilmember Sinclair.
Here.
Councilmember Crone is absent.
Agenda item D is open forum. Open forum is the time for anyone here tonight to address the council on the any subject over which the council has the authority to act, or on any item on the agenda other than a public hearing. We don't have any public hearings tonight, so now is your chance to chat with us. If anyone here tonight, either in the council chambers or on Zoom, wishes to address the council at this time, please approach the podium or raise your hand. If participating via Zoom, go ahead and click on the raise hand icon located in the reactions controls. Come up. Please state your name and address for the record before your comment.
That's just fine. My name is Cole Bisgard. I live at 2415 Southeast Riverbridge Lane. I have a visual if I can hand it out to you here.
Sure.
That's right.
Thank you.
Well, good evening and thank you again. I'm here on behalf of myself, my wife Chandra, who also lives in the same house, my mother-in-law Deb Cladstrip, and her son Jason. They live, it is the Maple Grove Villas that is just south of Maple Grove over that direction. It's shown here. So on the south or on the bottom of this page would be Alice or Grand Prairie Parkway, that area. Our request is for the board to consider, the council to consider purchasing some land and connecting two sections of trail there specifically. You can see it kind of works out quite nicely because the south end of the property that's owned by AP North borders the exact area where the trail would connect between the two areas. This trail would be pretty beneficial for us personally and also the neighborhood because it gives access into the larger park trails that we have. It's also aligned with the 2022 strategic plan we noted out there. My brother-in-law, who is not here, he is a intellectually disabled individual, so walking is a big part for him. So this gives him access to the park trails, to the Fast and Fresh that's there, to the McDonald's, the other amenities are out that direction. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll have conversations about this at the council and then someone will be back in touch with you. Okay. Okay. Would anyone else like to speak in open forum?
There are no hands raised in Zoom.
All right. Open forum is closed. Agenda item E is agenda approval. Can I get a motion?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All right. Please vote.
Councilmember Sinclair.
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Bottenberg,
Yes.
Well, for the first time, I think ever in my tenure as a council member or mayor, we don't have any presentations, any public hearings or any action items on those public hearings. So it's bizarre, but we'll skip straight to the consent agenda. On item I1, consent agenda, can I get a motion? Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Please vote.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Bottenberg,
Yes.
Councilmember Sinclair.
Yes.
Item I2, consideration of approval of an ordinance to amend Chapter 26 Park Regulations by amending Section 26.14 alcoholic liquor to correct a scrivener's error. This is an introduction, first, second, and third and final reading. Can I get a motion or an ordinance motion?
I introduce the ordinance, move to approve the first reading of the ordinance in title only, waive the second and third readings, and place it on final passage.
Second. Thank you. Director Jeremiah.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. After reviewing Chapter 26 recently of the park regulations of the city code, we discovered an error in which Iowa Code 123.3 Section 5 is referenced as the definition of alcoholic liquor. The actual chapter is Iowa Code 123.3, Section 4. Staff would take any questions you might have.
Any questions? That's a heck of a catch there, Matt.
Becky caught it.
I actually kind of assumed I was being nice. All
We
right.
knew that. We definitely knew that.
We'll take the credit.
All right. All right. Can I get a vote?
Councilmember Battenberg.
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce.
Yes.
Councilmember Grove.
Yes.
Councilmember Sinclair.
Yes.
Item I3, consideration of approval of an ordinance to amend Chapter 28 Triumph Park by repealing the current chapter in its entirety and enacting in lieu thereof Chapter 28 Triumph Park, establishing rules and regulations governing the use of Triumph Park in Waukee. This is an introduction and first reading.
I introduce the ordinance and move to approve the first reading in title only.
Second.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So these are truly cleanup items. So the last item that you just voted on was also reflected in this section. So we made that change in this section. But while we were making those changes, we decided to make a few other changes that reflect kind of how we're operating now versus when we first put the ordinance in before Triumph Park opened. Couple other changes to this section. We referenced in there that whenever we had cancellations or the fields were closed, that we would post on Facebook and Twitter. We're not currently doing that. We're reaching directly out to the coaches. So that change was made. And then the third change was the removal of the reference of a lightning detection system to closely align ourselves more with the rest of the Des Moines metro communities. We primarily only have one user out there, Central Iowa Sports. Their rules and regulations state that, and our user agreement with them states no closer than 10 miles that all games will be canceled, all games and practices will be canceled. So their tournament director is monitoring that as well as our staff. And we just communicate directly with them on those calls. So those are the three changes that were made in this section. Be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Sinclair.
Yes.
Councilmember Grove.
Yes.
Councilmember Battenberg.
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce.
Yes. Item I4, consideration of approval of a resolution approving site plan for Steak and Shake at 1045 Southeast Alice's Road. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Melissa?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The owner is DSDH Waukee LLC. The applicant is Ryan Winter. The property is located north of Southeast University Avenue and east of Southeast Alice's Road. It contains 1.21 acres. The property is Zone C1, Community and Highway Service Commercial District. The project includes the construction of a single-story building for a Steak and Shake restaurant. The building is just over 3,000 square feet in area and just over 21 feet in height. A trash enclosure is proposed at the southeast corner of the site, and then a monument sign is proposed at the southwest corner adjacent to Southeast Alice's Road. 2 accesses will be provided into the site, both off of the adjacent private drives. Parking and landscaping requirements are being met. Public utilities are provided. Stormwater detention will be provided with a basin that's located at the west of the side of the site. Here's a little bit zoomed in of that site plan. And just like to point out, the menu boards are on the back side of the building, so they will not be viewed from Southeast Alice's Road. And then the building elevations will look like this. Kind of hard to see with the white on the screen that they're proposing. The elevations are proposed to be constructed of fiber cement siding and panel in different color variations, as well as storefront glazing and porcelain tile. Staff recommends approval of the site plan, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Are there any questions? All right. Please vote.
Councilmember Grove.
Yes.
Councilmember Sinclair.
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce.
Yes.
Councilmember Battenberg.
Yes.
Item I5, consideration of approval of a resolution approving final plat for Waukee Greenway Park Plat 2. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Melissa?
The owners are D Wright Properties LLC and Ladco Properties 31 LLC. The applicant is D Wright Properties. The property is located north of Hickman Road and west of Warrior Lane, just south of the Y. It contains a little over 4 acres in area. It's zone C1, Community and Highway Service Commercial District. The whole purpose of this final plat is just to clean up the lot lines for the 2 existing lots. As you can see on the screen, the current lot lines, you don't see the Enterprise Rent-A-Car on there yet because this is a little older image, but some of the parking area for the clinic is located on the Enterprise lot. So they are wanting to replat it just so that they can clean it up and have all the parking for the clinic on the clinic's lot. So this is the proposed final plat. It'll just clean it all up. Again, it's solely a cleanup item. Staff recommends approval of the final plat, and I would be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Battenberg,
Yes.
Councilmember Sinclair,
Yes.
Item I6, consideration of approval of a resolution selecting a proposal for the purchase of the gas utility, subject to approval of the ballot question at the March 4th, 2025 special election. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you. Brad?
Thank you, Mayor. As mentioned in the title, towards the end of last year, the City Council, after much discussion, did approve setting a special election for March 4th of this year. That special election is in order to provide Waukee property owners or Waukee residents the opportunity to vote on whether or not to provide the authority to the City Council to discontinue or dispose of the current Waukee natural gas utility, municipal gas utility. In follow-up to that, the city has received 3 proposals relative to the potential acquisition of the utility, subject to a positive vote of the residents of Waukee. Staff is recommending, after consideration of those proposals, to proceed forward with Mid-American Energy, again, subject to approval of the vote and also approval of the Iowa Utilities Board of such sale. Staff would recommend approval. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Well, as you noted, we've discussed this quite a bit, and so I'm surprised there aren't questions tonight, but I just appreciate you guys continuing to push, move this forward so that we can get to a vote and see how the residents respond. With that, I will take a vote.
Councilmember Sinclair,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Battenberg,
Yes.
All right. Agenda item J, reports. Brad?
Thank you, Mayor. As a follow-up to the last agenda item, just for your awareness, there will be additional materials going out in print form to all ratepayers, property owners, and landowners within the city of Waukee. That will be a summary of the information that is required per the state code, as well as that's provided on our website, as well as some additional information, including the recommendation to proceed forward with Mid-American, subject to approval of the vote. The only other thing I would just remind the council of is staff is hosting the Hunter Hollow Rural Subdivision this Thursday evening at 6 p.m. in here. And certainly, Mayor and Council, you are welcome to attend. Thanks.
No report.
No report.
No report.
No report.
No report.
All right. Well, with that, I think setting a record, I will take a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Record
I
on
did.
technicality. Come on.